POTS, or Postural Orthostatic Tachycardia syndrome. I have a couple different things that have helped me survive POTS until I got into a healthier place. Here's what POTS is and a couple things that could help you, and the reason why I'm laying on the floor filming this. Hi, I'm Kimberly. I had severe neurological Lyme disease for 14 years, and one of the many things that I had in combination with that, or because of that, was POTS syndrome. I will explain first just briefly. It's basically a circulation problem within the body that causes blood to drop when you stand up or sit up too quickly, or standing or sitting up at all. No matter how slow you do it, can cause it at certain varying degrees of this. The heat can make it much worse, and it basically just makes your blood pool and drop down because the blood pressure is too low, and so just gravity takes over and it falls down away from your head and can lead to, I would always have my vision and hearing start to fade or completely go away. I think I only actually passed out a couple times from it, but I would get complete ringing in my ears, my hearing would entirely go away, my vision would entirely go away, and I would just kind of have to wait for it to come back. And that would happen at certain points anytime that I sat up or stood up. And sometimes then in periods where I was doing better, it would just happen randomly at different points in time. And the heat, for me, anything above 80 degrees would make my blood pressure drop, and I would end up sitting in the cool temperature instead of being outside, and it can cause varying different symptoms within different people. People can have varying degrees of severity with this. It makes your heart rate go up and your blood pressure go down are the key components, and you use a tilt table test to determine if you have it or not. So I never actually had the tilt table test done, which sometimes doctors don't want to do that. It's very hard to diagnose, and you have to get it at just the right day sometimes for it to show up. I just know from my symptoms and from talking to my doctors that that's what we came to the conclusion of. So these are a couple of things that severely helped me get through having POTS. One of them was laying and putting my legs up against a wall. And shout out to my friend Megan, who told me this piece of info. I looked briefly to see if I could find it online and the reasoning why, but if you sit with your legs up at like a 60 to 90 degree angle and your back up at a 45 degree angle, it's the best for a heart rate or for a heart that's in a POTS condition to pump blood efficiently and can minimize symptoms quicker. The second thing is get out of the heat if you're exposed to heat, and this could be varying different levels of heat for different people. Some people the heat could be 75 degrees, and some people the heat could be 90 degrees. It just depends on your body, and obviously it will definitely tell you when that point is hit. The other thing that would really help me is to eat salt. Now, salt raises blood pressure. That's why people are on low sodium diets, is so that if they have high blood pressure, it helps it to go down. So eating Himalayan salt was a good trick for me. I actually carried it around in a little bag in my purse, and you can get the little, ones that go in a grinder, and so they're little tiny rocks, and if you have a little bag, you can put them in there, and you can just like pop one or two in your mouth if you're feeling like you need to. That might look kind of weird having some little chunks of crystallized salt in a little bag in your purse or in your pocket or whatever, but it does help. It really is, it definitely was beneficial to me to have that. So if you watched any of my other videos, you probably know I'm a fan of retraining the brain, the vagus nerve, the autonomic nervous system. Before I knew about this, one of the key tools that I was also using was diazepam, which is a version of Valium. And it suppresses the autonomic nervous system, which would not allow my body to go into this extreme state of all this happening, and I was able to function a lot better. So it was a great tool temporarily for getting out of this. I haven't taken diazepam in a couple years now. I have been not needing it for pretty much anything. I was using it for mostly off-label things. This brain retraining for POTS is incredible because it is basically giving you control over the autonomic nervous system. I will link my video about brain retraining up here, but that's in another video because that's too much to say here. POTS affected my life entirely. It was something I dealt with every single day, many times throughout the entire day. It affected me just getting up and being able to cook, getting up to go to the bathroom, taking a shower. It affected everything. So having these tools was definitely something that allowed me to at least get back to not feeling extremely sick, even if I was still laying down, or if I could get up and do something after having the salt, getting out of the heat, putting my legs up, and maybe taking diazepam, then it was hugely an improvement in my everyday life. If you have any questions about this or comments about your experience with it or things that helped you out, please comment down below. I would love to hear it, and it would help other people out as well. If you like this video, please give it a like, and I'll know to make more videos about it. I can make a more specific video about anything about this if you would like. Again, leave a comment down below and subscribe if you feel called to. I would love to have you be part of this little group here. All right, well, thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. All right, bye.